Beaches may seem peaceful, but they can surprise you with truly unbelievable encounters.
How weird is that?
Bizarre creatures making a visit.
Aí batemos a água.
Mysterious carcasses washing ashore.
Beachgoer in Southern California made this discovery. It's not known how or why this rare fish ended up on shore.
And some truly shocking discoveries.
Stargazer. Something really poisonous.
That are bound to creep you out.
Yeah, sudah diangkut.
Stick around to see what happens when mysteries pop out of the ocean. Massive beach carcass. For quite a few days, people were smelling something really bad and foul coming from all the way from the beach. So, of course, they investigated the source, and what they found cropped the heck of them. It was a massive sperm whale, and the sheer size of it, along with that horrible sight of its decaying body, and don't forget the horrible stench, all of it raised alarm about the potential environmental impacts and the health risks associated with marine life. Something terrible must have happened to this giant sea creature, and it was frightening to think what it could have been. Rhizostoma. Oh, I bet you've never seen a jellyfish like this before. An African man came across this rare rhiza jellyfish at Rodeo Beach in California. Uniquely native to British waters, it's actually the largest jellyfish of its kind. But don't worry, it has a mild sting. While it might give small fish a bit of trouble, it only causes minor irritation to humans. If you happen to encounter one of these rare jellyfish, consider yourself lucky. Strange dolphin carcass. A haunting sight greeted the visitors on Kunang Beach as a mysterious carcass washed ashore, sparking both concern and curiosity. It was a dolphin. The carcass was in the stages of decomposition, to the point where there were now red patches all over it. Its presence raises questions about what could have led to such a tragic scene. The poor thing must have gone through something terrible to end up like this. No? However, it could be a natural phenomenon, or environmental changes perhaps. Or maybe there could be something far more ominous in the depth of the ocean.
Oh my god.
Bizarre sea monster. Onlookers thought a terrifying sea monster had come up to the shore of this beach. I mean, given the way this creature was dark, almost black in appearance, and thrashing around in the water, it definitely gave off that vibe. But what was it exactly? Some kind of a mythical creature who I guess was finally ready to show itself? Or was it something else entirely? Perhaps an illusion of sorts. Now some believe it was just a bunch of seals wrapped tightly around each other, basking in the sun. If that was really the case, their playful basking sure sent shivers down the spine of anyone who stumbled upon such a sight. I mean, just look at it. Sea horror. Here's another sea horror that has Australian beachgoers scratching their heads. What on earth is this creature? Some locals began calling it a Demogorgon dragonfish, inspired by the hit show Stranger Things. But is it really? Well, researchers later on revealed that this sea horror is actually known as eel gobies, or worm gobies. It's part of the goby family, and these sharp-toothed creatures can grow to about 10 inches long and have fins connected by a membrane. They typically hang out in the mud, and one of them became quite a surprise for a beachgoer. Mysterious bodies on beach. The beachgoers' chill day took a rather disturbing turn when they stumbled upon this strange sight. Dozens of lifeless stingrays washed up on the shores of Rio de Janeiro.
É fato, elas não são daqui. Então algo muito ruim aconteceu.
What was even more strange was the fact that these creatures were not native to this area. Which, of course, begged the question, how did they end up all the way here then? And why so many of them? Marine experts quickly ruled out lack of oxygen and seawater pollution as the potential causes. However, they suspected that this may have been the work of the trawling activities of fishing boats. And while that did seem a likely reason, the sheer number of these stingrays suggested there might be more to it. What do you think? Spiked sea crab. Legend spoke of giant sea creatures with claws strong enough to crush steel and shells as hard as the toughest armor. Who knew that would turn out to be true one day? Locals were left stunned when they found a sea crab with an armor-like shell covered in spikes washed up on the shore. What made it even more strange was that it looked like its shell was etched in different markings, as if this thing had gone through countless battles. Which, frankly, made it all the more terrifying. Was it really the mythical sea creature? Or was it some kind of rare mutation, or a previously unknown variety? I'm with the possibility of it being a formidable sea creature, finally making its presence known. Whale mystery.
Pun. Ya, sudah diangkut.
The beachgoers of Mungu Beach spotted something bobbing in the sea. The strange thing did pull ashore only to be dragged by the tide. Eventually, it settled on the beach and people got to know what it really was. After getting greeted by the pungent smell of its deteriorating condition, they estimated the whale to be 4 to 4.5 meters long. It's possible it may have perished in other waters before getting dragged all the way over here to this beach. Unfortunately, the exact cause of its tragic end still remains uncertain. Later, with the help of some heavy equipment, the marine giant was given a proper burial. Mysterious sea creature.
Aí batemos a água.
Guys, check this out first. I know what you're all thinking. What is this creepy creature? Honestly, I reacted the same way. This footage went viral online and everyone was buzzing, trying to figure out what it was. Thankfully, experts stepped in and identified it as a sea cucumber demonstrating its defense mechanism. Yep, if you ever try to grab this creature, it'll do the same thing to you. It ejects long, thin strands of tissue called Cuvierian tubules. Trust me, there's nothing creepier than seeing that in action. So watch out. Mysterious ocean serpent. Beachgoers in Saint-Brevin-le-Pin reported sightings of a massive ocean serpent winding through the waves. Eyewitnesses described the creature as long and sinuous, wondering about its origin. Some thought it could be a legendary sea monster, while others believed it to be an undiscovered species. Turns out both these theories were wrong. It was the phenomenal creation of an artist named Huang Yongping, known as the Ocean Serpent. And the cool thing about it was that it was designed in a way that with time, it will be gradually overtaken by vegetation and marine life. Now how phenomenal was that, right? Mysterious creature. While fishing on a beach in Vietnam, the fishermen were taken by surprise when they pulled in their nets and found a strange creature tangled in the ropes. When they lifted it for a closer look, here's what they found. A creature with its long, twisting arms wriggling like entangled branches. Well, it turned out to be a basket starfish, a unique kind of starfish known for its thin, branched arms. Unlike regular starfish, the basket star's arms split into smaller branches, creating a web-like structure. That's not all, but its ability to move its arms in all directions makes it look like a living ball of branches. A truly captivating sight. Beach weirdo. Every so often, strange and mysterious objects wash up on beaches, turning an ordinary day into something extraordinary. That's exactly what happened at Bondi Beach in Australia, when a huge, monstrous creature appeared, leaving everyone bewildered and a bit scared. It looked like it had jumped straight out of a nightmare. But don't worry, it wasn't something otherworldly. Thankfully, it was soon revealed that this terrifying creature was just a promotion for the Netflix series Stranger Things. Creepy claw. Imagine you're out on the beach having a peaceful stroll when you spot an enormous claw sticking up from the sand. That's exactly what happened with some beachgoers who were then left shocked, with some wondering that it might be of some giant crab. While the exact species remains a mystery, experts suggested it might belong to a giant coconut crab, famous for its massive size. These land giants can have legs stretching over 3 feet, making them a true sight to behold. So next time you're on the beach, who knows what kind of colossal creature might be hiding just out of sight? Carcass of whale. Known for its serenity and beauty, the Puteri Beach was one of the famous beaches of Malaysia. However, it made rounds on the internet for something far more intriguing and saddening when a grim discovery was made by the locals. The beachgoers got the shock of a lifetime when they found a carcass of a baby whale with its guts spilled out. Yep, horrifying, I know. Now what could have led to such a tragic, premature end of this little thing? Environment experts were called in to investigate potential causes, from ocean pollution to health issues, or even disturbances in the whale's natural migratory path. Quite a few possibilities, but no concrete answer yet, as usual. Surprise on beach. The APM members were patrolling the area of Teluk Milano Beach when they found a strange thing swimming in the water near the beach. Of course, they brought out their teams and investigated, and guess what was it? A deteriorated carcass of a whale. Once an imposing figure of the ocean depths, now lifeless. Just like that. What led to its demise is still not known, but this discovery does serve as a reminder about the mysteries of the ocean and how much we don't know about it. Pretty scary to imagine, right? Carcass on Janeiro. An unusual discovery left the authorities of Rio de Janeiro puzzled and confused as they scrambled for answers. Now you may ask what led to such a reaction? Turns out a 15-meter-long whale carcass washed up on the shore, and reports revealed that this 35-ton giant was planted there using a crane and sand dredging machinery. The poor guys not only had to investigate the cause of this sea giant's demise, as well as the reason for its bizarre placement. Yep, they had their work cut out for them. I mean, why would someone go to such lengths to move a whale carcass onto the beach? And for what exactly? Tell us what you think about this down below. Strange creature on beach. Ever thought of strolling on a beach to have a chill day just to get greeted by a rather unexpected visitor? One who definitely should not have been there. At first it looked like just a marine visitor that needed help, but as they got closer, it's clear it's not your typical rescue scene. Turns out, it was a seal. Leopard seal to be exact. Wide-eyed and aggressive. It was thrashing, baring its teeth, and was anything but friendly. I'm guessing that's because it was so far away from home, you know? But the real question was, what was it doing on Long Bay Beach? What could have possibly happened for it to end up here? Unfortunately, that still remains a secret. Animal carcass. With its unusual features and size, this mysterious creature became a hot topic among the locals and experts alike after being washed up on the shores of this beach. With the white, leathery body, that were just layers and layers of flesh. This creature looked like it didn't belong to this world. Probably a rare new visitor from the deep, or it could have been a new species, just waiting to be discovered. Some called it a potential cryptid, while others claimed it to be a known animal that had simply morphed into something unrecognizable due to decomposition. What do you think happened here? Fish on beach. A couple of kids were enjoying their beach stroll when all of a sudden, they noticed something strange lying on the beach far away. So what did they do? They took a closer look and found it was a carcass, but of a really terrifying fish. Now, this unknown fish was rather strange. It had the mouth similar to an alligator, complete with sharp teeth, but the rest of its body was that of a fish. What could have caused such an anomaly, right? Everyone buzzed with this question and more. Is it a mustang, a rare species, or sign of environmental changes in the sea? As scientists struggled with this aquatic mystery, rest of the people couldn't help but wonder what secrets did this seemingly dark entity held. I couldn't help but wonder. Bizarre fish discovery. Beachcombers are always on the hunt of finding something extraordinary, much like this one whose find turned heads and sparked curiosity as he dug up a strange fish. Initially, he saw what looked like a suction thing, which then led to a mess of tentacles and whatnot, leading to a patterned underbody. Weird and horrifying, I know. It was a strange find indeed. But what was it exactly? Now some believe it to be the cuttlefish, which has the superb ability to change its color and texture. But there were a few who were convinced it was something else entirely. Whose side are you on? Mystery carcass discovered. When a mysterious 7-foot-long carcass washed up on the shore of Ramswaram Beach, it sent shockwaves down the internet. Locals and marine experts were stunned to find such a thing. Initial assessments indicated that the creature was a porpoise, a small toothed whale closely related to dolphins, typically thriving along India's southern coast. But what could have happened that this marine creature ended up like this, in such a condition? Of course, people had theories of their own, ranging from environmental threats to it being the work of something far more sinister. Share your theories as to what you think happened here. Enormous fish carcass.
各位朋友，大家早，我们现在在访聊的这个陈永辉。
What made people notice this next strange thing? Just floating on the shores of Fangliao fishing port? Was the sheer size of it. It was huge and looked bloated all over. Don't believe us, check it out yourself. And if that wasn't enough, as people got closer to take a proper look at it, they couldn't help but gag because of the overwhelming stench. Now that was a whole other story. With a bulging stomach and an unidentifiable species, this creature had sparked curiosity all over. While locals speculated about the cause of this giant's demise, experts started to investigate. Unfortunately, there have been no concrete answers yet. No surprise there. Mystery of Ainsworth Beach. Back in July 2020, this guy was walking on Ainsworth Beach near Liverpool and Formby when he got greeted by a sight that will forever remain etched in his mind. In front of him was a massive animal carcass that had ribcage-like bones and cut marks that looked like the work of people involved in cattle mutilation and UFO abduction cases. And if that wasn't disturbing enough, some areas of the corpse appeared to have been burned, which obviously raised even more questions about its origins and fate. Well, if you ask me, these eerie remains hint at something far more sinister. I mean, just take one look at this thing and tell me that wasn't the most likely scenario. Strange, slimy creature. You may have seen a crab feasting on things. Now get ready to see it get devoured by a creature that defied all sense and logic. This strange spectacle unfolded along the shoreline where an unknown slimy creature was spotted feasting on a poor, unsuspecting crab. With its unusual dark shape and texture, this weird being raised a ton of questions regarding its identity. While the crab was fighting for dear life, the slimy thing was not letting it go. But what I'm thinking is, what was this thing, and how is it gonna consume the whole crab? Absorb his whole, maybe? Tell us what you think. Whale carcass found stranded. Marine biologists got very busy when locals reported finding something strange on the beach. The sheer size of this thing was both awe-inspiring as well as troubling. It was a massive whale carcass, which was in the initial stages of deterioration, which means its condition as well as the smell was bound to get really bad. Thankfully, experts stepped in to take care of the matter and to determine whether it was the environmental conditions or human activities that played a role in its tragic demise. Shocking mythical corpses. Do you think mermaids exist? Not so much, right? They have been the stuff of fantasy and legend only. But what about when not one, but two mermaid corpses are found, stranded on the beach? Yep, that happened. They were reportedly found washed up on the shore. Resembling the human-fish hybrids, it was tough to determine whether these were genuine or fake. However, their lifelike features made them very real. Their long flowing hair still intact. It was hard not to wonder about what might have happened to these beings. How did they end up here? And was this proof enough that these mythical beings really do exist? Sea monster. A strange sea creature has just washed up on the shore in America. Some beachgoers were out for a stroll along Wolf Island Beach when they spotted something unusual in the sand. At first, they thought it was just a washed-up seal, but as they got closer, they realized this was no ordinary animal. So what exactly is this creature? Sea monster or something far more mysterious? Well, even the experts were baffled at first, but soon they were calling it none other than the legendary Nessie. So, could Nessie actually be back? That's the big question on everyone's mind after this recent sighting. Sea baseball. Here's what went down in September 2023. Hundreds of strange creatures that looked like a mix between potatoes and baseballs washed up on the beach in Cornwall, England, sending tourists running in the opposite direction. After a heavy rain, these weird animals washed ashore for reasons I can't quite figure out. The beach quickly turned into a graveyard for these peculiar, potato-like critters. People were left confused, scratching their heads, and asking what on earth these strange shapes were and why they appeared in such numbers. So, what do you think happened here? Any theories on these bizarre beach dwellers? Beach surprise. One morning in April 2021, beachgoers in Argentina were greeted with a sight they never expected. The beach was fully occupied with balls-like creatures, and it seemed so attractive that kids began playing with it. These massive balls were unlike anything the beachgoers had ever seen. But don't worry, guys. Later on, the marine experts revealed that these balls were giant egg capsules from the sea snail species. Each one contained the embryos of this carnivorous snail, which typically resides in the waters near southern Brazil and Argentina. While these snails are usually found in deeper waters, certain changes in tides or wind patterns can push their egg capsules ashore, creating a bizarre spectacle for curious beachgoers. Kraken. Have you heard about the legendary sea monster, the Kraken? If you haven't, get ready for a real-life sighting that might just give you chills. One day, some beachgoers were shocked to see this massive octopus weighing over 1,000 pounds washed up on the sand. Its tentacles stretched over 30 feet long, and it was enough to make them all run away. Just imagine their faces when they realized they were staring at a creature straight out of a nightmare. But don't worry, some brave marine workers quickly stepped in. Using a crane and heavy machinery, they carefully lifted the giant octopus and sent it back to the ocean. Stranger Things creature. A mysterious pile of wiggling creatures has washed up on an Australian beach, leaving beachgoers scratching their heads. These weird ocean critters that look like something straight out of our Netflix hit, Stranger Things, were found in Green Hills Beach, Sydney. Locals were terrified, saying that they had never seen anything like this before. And let's be honest, guys, this sight was surreal, strange, and beautiful all at once. Marine researchers were even left baffled and thought these creatures might be lepus, which usually hang out far from shore. Many curious locals snapped this creature and uploaded it online to figure out what this creature really is. But so far, there is no accurate answer. Dolphin carcass. In September 2018, some beachgoers had a surprising and strange encounter on the shore. One morning, they spotted something unusual washed up on the beach. As they got closer, their hearts sank to find it was the carcass of a male dolphin from the endangered ambu species, stranded on Puteri Beach. This discovery raised serious concerns about how quickly sea creatures are becoming endangered. It's a wake-up call for all of us to step up and help protect these beautiful animals before it's too late. Every little effort counts in ensuring their survival. Stargazer.
Kind of poisonous.
Very poisonous.
See this? Big spot?
Yeah.
Very bad. But
A beachgoer enjoying a leisurely stroll stumbled upon a strange fish washed up on the shore. A stargazer fish buried in the sand. Luckily, he knew better than to touch it directly, since stargazers can deliver a poisonous or electric shock. Instead, he cleverly used sand to help it back into the water. He watched as it quickly buried itself again, all set to ambush its next meal. So, remember to always stay cautious at the beach. Extraterrestrial creature.
Paranormal at its best, folks. There's an alien creature.
Oh my goodness. What is this creature? It seriously looks like a decomposed alien, doesn't it? Tourists spotted this eerie figure on the beach, and it's strange. Decayed form had everyone spooked. No one dared touch it directly, but curiosity got the best of them, and they even poked it with a stick to investigate. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I believe that it is just an alien left to fight for itself here on Earth. What do you all think? Is this a decomposed extraterrestrial, or maybe just driftwood, weathered by the elements? Share your thoughts below. Globster.
Come gather round and hear the tale of the mermaid globster.
A ghostly white decayed lump that looks like a mermaid washed up on an island in Papua New Guinea, leaving locals and experts equally baffled. This massive sea creature, discovered on Simberi Island on September 20th, had the rough shape of a marine mammal, but its exact identity is a mystery. Experts suspect it might be a marine creature, but without proper measurements, since locals buried it quickly, pinning down what it actually was is near impossible. So, was this eerie find just a creature of the sea? Or is there a mysterious legend lurking behind its arrival? Mysterious creature. Australia's beaches are famous for strange finds, but this one really threw locals for a loop. On a sunny Tuesday at Bondi Beach, a man came across a bizarre, alien-like creature tangled in seaweed. With lips uncannily similar to a human's, it left beachgoers scratching their heads in total disbelief. Even the curious onlookers quickly gathered, began snapping photos and guessing at what this strange creature could be. And so far, there is no accurate revelation. Rare albino whale. Humpback whales are known for their massive size, no doubt about it. But have you ever seen a white humpback whale? If not, you're in for a treat. On June 16, 2022, an albino whale washed ashore on Bondi Beach in Australia. At first, people thought it might be Megalodon, the famous albino humpback, but this one was smaller. Later, officials confirmed it was a female humpback whale. And for those curious, albinism in whales happens due to a lack of melanin, the pigment responsible for their usual coloring. What a rare, incredible sight. Australian monster.
Look at it. How weird is that?
During his usual morning walk on Maroochydore Beach, an Australian man came across a strange, alien-like creature lying on the shore. Possessing a reptilian skull, flabby limbs, long tail, and sharp claws, it looked like something straight out of a sci-fi film. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. And just when the footage of this creature went viral, netizens were really quick to guess. Some suggested that it was the result of a failed scientific experiment, while others thought it might be an actual alien. To this day, the mystery remains, as marine experts have yet to offer any explanations. The subscriber's pick. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Let's talk about something that's been making waves literally along the New York and New Jersey coastlines. Back in June 2010, a 25-foot humpback whale washed ashore on a New York beach, a rare but tragic sight. And that's not what happened in the past only. In recent years, let's talk about 2023. We have seen at least 13 humpback whales mysteriously stranded on these shores. This sudden surge has left locals and scientists alike scratching their heads, wondering what might be causing such a spike in whale strandings. Why are these magnificent creatures washing ashore in such high numbers? Some experts suggest that increased boat traffic and noise pollution might be disorienting these whales. Whatever the cause, it's clear something is off. What do you think is behind these strandings? Could it be environmental changes, human activity, or something else entirely? Let's hear your thoughts.